It's your girl Aisha Richardson. And I'm here with the beard, the bod. Hey,
Daniel Miller. And
hey,
this is the now
no,
really podcast where real estate gets
really, real. So what's good, Daniel? What we want to talk about today? Are we
you know
seller series, buyer series? What are we talking about?
sellers, buyers. You know what? Let's talk about both at the same time.
Ooh, I
And
like
whenever I
it.
say both at the same time, I'm talking about what does it really look like to work with a real estate agent in let's be specific in North Carolina because it can vary from state to state. So I've heard.
Yeah. Listen, last class I had somebody from Florida, New York, New Jersey, and Tennessee. And I was just like, oh, okay. Y'all are confused. Let me help you.
Oh, that would be terrible because literally, they have what is it like sales agents and all kinds of crazy
Salesperson before you become a
shenanigans.
broker, and everybody doesn't have to be a broker. And then there's transactional states. So yeah, it was
All
all
right,
over the place.
and I
So
think it
yeah, I
made
mean,
from 15 hours of training to 150 hours of training.
pretty much. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. Well, that's how it goes. So look, you mean that so guess you mean that it's not all the same. Do you mean that buyers and sellers actually have options?
they do. And let's go ahead and look at the first option, which is you don't hire an agent at all. I mean, in North Carolina, it's legal to do that. You can do a real estate transaction without an agent. I think the only requirement is an attorney, right?
I mean, an attorney is the only way the attorney is required is once you get to closing. I mean, you could free willy it the whole way through if you want it. However, comma, how do you know that everything's going to go the right way? How do you know you're being provided with all the forms that you're supposed to have? How do you know you're given all the forms you're supposed to get? Forms are filled out correctly. I
No.
mean, it's an
True.
option. It's an
Yeah.
option.
So I'm thinking, do you want to start where kind of the real estate industry got started, where you had one agent that
Mm.
kind of represented ish both sides of the transaction? Is that a good
It
start, you
wasn't even
think?
both sides. It was just the seller got representation, the buyer had to figure it out. Like that's what it was.
There.
Um, but I just think, I mean, sure. Well, kind of what's the history?
Sure. So I'll go ahead and pull up the modern closest version of that. We would call dual agency, right?
Mhm. Well, dual agency is an option, but back in the day, it was just seller agency, buyer unrepresented. It was unrepresented buyer. So seller, it wasn't even two agents. It was only one agent that represented the seller, and then the buyer just came along and did whatever the seller wanted. So it was literally unrepresented buyer, represented seller.
True. So
But
in our
I
little picture here, if we're looking at
don't even
it,
have that picture.
oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was sharing
No,
it to you.
the commission doesn't even have that picture. They're like,
Oh,
yeah, no,
true.
we ain't
They
gonna talk
don't.
about
No.
that. They'll have
Yeah.
that.
I'm just saying the closest is you would have to take the buyer and just kind of move them over a few inches there because they're just representing themselves. They're just
hmm
hanging out there.
hmm Kind of like, well, with sellers, kind of like seller sub agency, where it's three against one, and you have like the listing agent, the seller, and then the seller sub agent, and then the self. Mm-mm.
Fair.
Only on that side, it was like this two against one, which is kind of not cool. But hey, it's an option.
Yeah, it is. And arguably, it's a better option, at least for one person, than just kind of doing it yourself for sale by owner and for buy by owner. Yeah, sure, why not? Or for buy by future owner.
For buy by owner. Uh-huh. I like for
There
buy
you go.
by owner.
For
Bye,
buy by
bye,
owner.
bye. That's all I can think right now. So, gee, thanks for that.
All right. So
So, like,
transition. So we have the
with
dual
dual,
agent.
yeah,
Yeah.
with dual agency. So, first of all, wait a minute, Daniel. Do people even know? Like, what is this? Is there a form that agents are supposed to be providing to buyers and sellers?
Oh, there is a form. In fact, if you'd
Oh,
like,
snap. What's it called, Daniel? You don't have to
it
show it.
is.
Just tell the people.
Yeah, sure. It's called the Working with Real Estate Agents. We like to shorten it up to the WWREA. just to make it a little bit shorter to say, obviously. Uh,
Right.
and that is actually a form that's put out by the state. That is
Yes,
not specific to real estate agents. That's the Real Estate Commission, I believe it is. Yeah.
it is. So the thing with the working with real estate agents disclosure form is, y'all, if you ever meet with a real estate agent in the state of North Carolina and you do not get that form and you start talking about your business, don't. That is not the agent for you, probably. Because everybody makes mistakes and everybody has situations that come up and they might be like, oh, I don't know. But here's the thing, it's kind of like a Miranda warning. It says, hey, don't tell me nothing you don't want everybody to know, because once you tell me your business, I can tell your business to somebody else. And the thing is that working with real estate agents disclosure form is a protection form for the consumer. It has nothing to do with how you and that specific agent are going to work together. That form is required by the Real Estate Commission. Oh, Daniel, you got it. Can you scroll all the way up to the top? To the
Yep. Yep.
tippy top. Oh, that is the tippy top. Sorry.
Yep.
And I'm pointing
I
like y'all can really see me pointing.
you,
But
you were practically reading like the first bullet like verbatim. So I was like, "Ooh, I should go ahead and pull that up."
I mean, I'm just saying it's required. I mean, I probably have explained this form a little bit of time, maybe like 4 or 5 gazillion. No, but seriously, guys, this is a protection for the consumer and as a protection for me as a broker, because one is required by the real estate commission. I don't know about you, Daniel, but I don't
Mhm.
ever want the commission to call me and be like, actually, did you do your job? And I can't prove that I did my job, because the only way I can prove that I did my job with this form is to have a signed copy of the form to say that I went over it. I mean, I could be like, oh, well, they didn't want to sign it for me. And the commission will be like, really? Nobody signed it? So in the whole year, the only ones you got signed were the ones that you got too closing. That's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, guys, this is protection. And the broker gives you a copy. Oh, Daniel, second bullet part. First of all, we have to review it with you. That does not mean, hey, you go sign it. Mm-mm. That means we tell you what your options are. And then if you have questions, we answer those questions. And then you sign it to say, hey, Aisha and Daniel went over this form with me and they answered my questions. And now they give me a copy.
Yep.
Oh, snap. Yay. And then I keep a copy for my records to prove that I did my job. I mean, the state of North Carolina is Big Brother, and Big Brother be watching and making sure I'm doing my job. But yeah,
And,
this is a requirement.
and I do want to point out too, just because about 40% of the time I have to like reiterate this multiple times. This form is not a contract. Signing this disclosure only means you have received it.
Boom.
So, a lot of
And
people are
this,
like, "I'm going to sign a
they're like, I
contract."
don't sign anything on the first day. Okay, well, all I'm saying is, did I give you this? Did we talk about it? Did I answer your questions? Okay, I just need you to sign that I did my job so the state don't come over here and take my license, because you ain't worth me losing my license. You cute, you're nice, your transaction is gonna be great, but it ain't worth me you losing my whole career because you gonna sign this little form because this form doesn't say anything about how you and I are going to work together. It doesn't have anything to do with how you and that broker are going to work together. This form is a protection for you to say, shut up until you get hired, until you hire somebody. Because me talking to you does not mean that you hired me, Shawty.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. Got a little bit excited. Daniel.
You're good. You should be excited. It's an exciting thing if you're into real estate stuff
And not going to real estate jail.
and not going to real estate jail. I am excited not to lose my business and go to real estate jail. So,
Yeah.
um, whenever I switch this to the pictures, are they still around?
Oh,
Did
I
it
see the
switch?
pictures. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Um, so so let's discuss that one a little bit. So actually, I'm sorry. I guess we should talk about agency in and of itself, to be specific. So this form really discusses the different forms of agency, which I think you pretty much completely described, but never actually like put into the context of the word
Real
agent.
words. Okay.
Right.
So, like the most basic definition, first of all, is an agent. An agent is someone who has been hired to work on behalf of someone else. So if you don't hire me, and hire me means we complete an agreement. If it's a seller, we complete the listing agreement. If it's a buyer, we complete a buyer agency agreement. If you are a landlord, we complete a property management agreement. And if you are a tenant, we complete the, I don't know what a tenant agreement is because I don't work with very many tenants, but there's a tenant agreement. But you hire me via an agreement. And with the agreement, we talk about everything. What do you owe me? What do I owe you? And what do we owe each other? And how will we know that our transaction has been sufficiently completed, that we have consummated the transaction, that we've done what we were hired to do, and what will we be compensated for completing said transaction? And there's a couple of ways that you can work with an agent in North Carolina. And what this WWREA form does is it explains all the agency options that are available to sellers or buyers in North Carolina. This is not the form that says, okay, well, we're going to go together like these. Nope. It's saying, hey, these are all the options. And one thing about this form, Dane, can you scroll down a little bit for me?
I sure can.
When your agent sits down with you, you can actually scroll up to note to agent should be the top thing. When your agent sits down with you, there should be like check marks on at least one of them because what the check marks represent or X's represent is how does that agent's firm allow them to work with consumers. So the different options are seller, this is the seller form, seller agency, or buyer's agency. Then there's dual agency, and a part of dual agency is designated dual agency. And then there's unrepresented sellers or unrepresented buyers. And I will tell you that when you have exclusive seller or exclusive buyer agency, it's like 2 against 2 because the buyer has their agent and the seller has their agent. Fair fight. In dual agency, it may be one broker representing both the buyer and the seller, or it's two brokers working with the buyer and the seller, but that's still a fair fight. Or designated dual 2 against 2, but that unrepresented is 3 against 1. That's an unfair fight, no matter how you slice it. So you got options, and they're up to you on which options you would like to consider. Um, and if you're the agent you sit down with or talk to on the phone or meet with via Zoom, their firm does not offer one of those options, guess what? They can find you somebody who does. It's
Mhm.
okay. Hmm.
So going to that, let's get into the specifics with those. So,
I'm
all right, are,
looking
are
at
we on the right one?
looking at dual agency.
Is that
So
where you want to start, or do you want to start with one of the other agencies?
I just would have just started at the top because that was just the first one. But I
Ah,
like being in
that's
the middle.
cool.
It's cool.
That's cool. Is it the buyer agency?
Yeah. So
Uh,
with buyer agency, seller agency, look, y'all, you got a red man and a blue man. Oh, red man. I feel like I should listen to him later.
mhm.
Um, we got red man repping the buyer with a Jesus piece, and we got blue man repping the seller with a scarf. We got two different color brokers. We got a Jesus piece and a scarf. So you know two different things, and there's a space in between them. When there's a space in between them, that says, "Hey, this is where we fight." Only it's not really a fight. It's nice. It should be a win-win for everybody, or we don't get no deal. But whenever you see a space, that means hey, look, we kind of have a red and blue, only it's pink and blue, but I'm sorry.
Oh
Squirrel.
yeah, we kind of.
Y'all work with
All
me.
right. Oh,
But when
okay,
there's
so
a
pause for a second. Pause. So since you're kind of reddish, you're going to represent Mr. T. And anybody who doesn't
hated a
know
fool.
Mr. T, it's Mr. T. And me, I'm going to represent Fred Jones from Scooby Doo. In case you're really old and don't know who Fred Jones from Scooby Doo, because the ascot. So,
Hmm. Okay, I like it. So me and Mr. T. Mr. T wants to buy Fred from Scooby Doo's house. I am the selling agent or the buyer's broker. Because there's a space between me and Fred, anything I find out about Fred I gotta tell Mr. T. Anything Daniel finds out about Mr. T, he's gotta tell Fred because agency. We are hired in this situation to find out everything about the other team and tell it to my people so we can use it against them. And I don't even know why I did air quotes because Miranda warning, everything you say can and will be used against you in the real estate transaction. That's why we tell you about the record real estate age disclosures so you shut up. Because loose lips sink ships. It's a trip. Um,
Well, and a little side note too, to make this make even more sense. In North Carolina, you don't sign your agency agreements with the agent. You sign them with the firm that the agent works with. So in this
mm-hmm,
particular case, uh, since she's red and I'm blue, we're actually in different firms as well. I just kind
mm-hmm,
of wanted to point that out for a second.
mm-hmm. Because Daniel works for Blue Brokers R Us, and I'm with Red Properties Only. And so now there it
Mhm.
is. So Red Properties Only, we over here. And that's how it works. So there's a space. So we are really the ops. I am completely dedicated to my people. He is completely dedicated to his people. And we owe each of our individual clients loads or old car. I'm gonna do loads because it makes sense for me because I'm old.
And
Loyalty.
yep. And just in case you're like actually looking at one of these forms because they are available to the public, or your agent may have just given you one and you're like, what in the heck does this thing actually mean? Um, that per- this particular case is just the seller's agency or buyer's agency, depending on which version of the form you have. Just this first one, you know,
Mm-hmm.
represented. The other person's most likely represented. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Super
You get,
simple.
yep. Okay, I won't go into loads then. Good job. Now, what's
Yep.
the next one?
The next one on the list is going to be dual agency. So I,
Who they touching? What's that mean? Oh, wait. Oh, shoot. Daniel's gone because Red Properties Only, our company, represents the buyer and the seller. Well, then you got to come back. Come back. Come back. Matter of fact, come back.
I'm
Slide
back
on
just
down
to
to the
watch
next one so
this
you
thing
can be
happen.
with us.
Yep, I got no skin in the game in this one.
Slide on down to the next one so you can come with us.
Oh, okay. Well,
Look,
yes,
see,
let's
Daniel
still do
changed
that.
firms and now he works with us. Yay. Welcome to Red Hats, Daniel. You just haven't changed
Thank
your
you.
shirt yet. It's okay.
Sorry, that's I seen if I had anything red. I
You mean red hats because that makes me think of something else. Red properties, red properties. Oh God, that makes me think of red rum, red rum. Yes. Well, now it's
it's
blended in.
it's not working.
So with dual agency, the seller hired Daniel, said, hey, I met you, I like you, I think I trust you. Will you sell my house? Daniel's like, heck yeah, I got this. And because Daniel Seller wants everybody possible to
All
see
the
the
people.
property.
Mm-hmm.
All the people need to be able to buy this property. Daniel's Seller allows dual agency.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a buyer. My buyer, Mr. T said, hey, Aisha, I want to see every house available, every property available that meets my criteria. Okay, cool. So Mr. T allows dual agency because if Mr. T or Fred from Scooby Doo did not want everybody to see the property or didn't want to see all the properties, dual agency would not be an option. They would only be stuck with red properties and blue houses. I don't even know what it was. They would only be stuck with letting everybody who's not in the same firm see their property or would only be able to see properties that are not listed by their firm. So dual agency actually opens everybody up. It's a great idea. The challenge with dual agency is what, Daniel? Like, why could this be like oh, wait.
So the issue is we're humans and we make mistakes. So what if I really like to talk? And I
Mm,
was super excited because Mr. Fred Jones hired me, and I decided to talk all about his business. Like, oh man, he was like really popular in the '70s, chasing ghosts and stuff. And anyway, everything's kind of dwindled. I think he's like really in desperation to sell this place. Um,
mm.
And then you happen to hear all that information,
Tell me
and
more, Daniel, please. Tell me
yeah,
more.
exactly. So yeah, there's opportunity for issue. However, I will say most real estate agents, um, number one, when they realize situations can happen, they shut their mouths. And a lot of them preemptively will be like, you know what? I have a really cool story to tell you, but I'm going to wait for this transaction to be over first.
Well, let me present another situation that really I think is a bigger problem with this two agent dual agency, or maybe one agent dual agency.
Mhm.
It's not that I might hear more stuff about your seller client, but when you have someone who they haven't purchased a property or sold a property in the last 5 years,
Uh-huh.
tend to ask you lots of questions.
Much more than ones that have very recently sold.
Yeah.
Yes,
And when they ask you questions, don't you tend to want to answer them?
of course. That's the half,
Hmm.
probably like 80% of my job. It's,
Well, in dual agency, can you help them negotiate or create strategies?
no,
No, because
no.
if I help you negotiate, then I'm hurting my other client. Because all you see how they're touching, all agency agreements are with the same firm. And so if I help Mr. T, well, what do you think I should offer, Aisha? Well, I pity the fool for me to answer you, Mr. T, because if I tell you to offer anything less than what's listed, I'm hurting Fred, and Fred is also my client, and I can't hurt Fred. Or
Mhm.
if Mr. T offers an amount, let's say Mr. T offers list price, and Fred says, you know what, Daniel, Scoob suggested that we ask for a little bit more because we were only on the market for 6 hours. What do you think? And they was like, yeah, because we priced it aggressively because we wanted to create an auction effect and we wanted, to get a little more than list price because my probable sales price CMA shows that we should be, between 5,000 more and 27,000 more than what we listed. So yeah, let's go back and ask for more money. Ooh, well, is that going to hurt Mr. T? So that's where the bigger problem comes because as a dual agent, hmm, you cannot advise, help with strategies. You can't coach your individual client because that's a violation of the fiduciary that you owe to the other side. And that's where I think it's a really big problem.
It can be. It certainly it has the opportunity to have more
Mhm.
issues. Um,
Especially with two agents.
yes. So, moving on.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Then there's a space in between those two agents, but they're both Fred. What's that mean?
That is, huh? That is weird. So it's kind of like that, but like that.
But it's also kind of like red and blue, but they're both red. So, in the Scooby Doo thing, what's that mean?
Well, it seems like these two are staying completely separate but work for the same firm.
Oh,
So,
snap. So, what that means is the clients get a coach even in the same building or company. That's pretty cool. Who
yeah.
knew? Every agent in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So, designated dual agency is a part of dual agency where you get to go into your individual corners, create whatever strategy you want, find out information, tell everything you know about the other team, even though they're still in the same company. There's only two
Yep.
times you can't be designated dual, though. What's one of the
I
two times?
I know the big one. So again, this is kind of weird in North Carolina, but we have this broker in charge position who's
Mm.
the pretty much they are the firm kind of sort of all the agents in the firm answer to the broker in charge. And if you're again a weird North Carolina thing, a provisional agent, Normally,
Ooh.
you can do absolutely everything, but the one thing you can't do is be on the other side from your broker in charge.
And designated dual, yeah. Because the broker in charge in other states they just call them brokers. Who's your broker? Broker, sucker. No. The broker in charge is the one who's legally responsible for all the agents in the office. Um, and for full brokers, there's three A's and two T's: agency, active status, advertising, trust accounts, transaction files. But for provisional brokers, there's four. And they are literally hand in hand with the provisional broker until they get the P off their B. And what that means is that the broker in charge is technically supposed to look at all the files that the provisional broker has either before they send them to a customer to make them a client or after they're a client before they send it over to get a contract signed. And so if I'm supposed to be on the opposite team, but I'm supposed to look at your form and make sure you did it correctly, it's not really going to work. So North Carolina says no big versus PB in designated dual. And the other time is when one of the brokers has personal confidential information about the other side. So let's just say Fred Jones is in town. Okay.
Yep,
Fred
Fred Jones.
Jones
I
used to
looked it
be
up ahead of time.
my
I was like, that looks like that guy from Scooby Doo. Oh, Fred
say
Jones.
I
Oh,
didn't know Fred had a last name until just now. So I'm today years old, buddy. It was just Fred and Velma, Shaggy and Scoop. Um,
yeah.
if Fred used to be my seller client, then our transaction ended. And now I know lots of reasons. I know why Fred is selling. I know what his bottom line is. I know where Fred is going. I know the time frame in which Fred needs to move. Oh, that sounds like a lot of stuff that Mr. T could use against Fred in negotiations. So with that, the state says, hey, you cannot be designated against them because the real estate commission is here for one thing: to protect the public from us. And me having information ahead of time that I can use against Fred, that would hurt the public. So they're like, yeah, nah, don't even try it, little girl. Okay, thank you. So
True that.
otherwise, go for it.
Well,
So, I don't know.
yes.
You got more you want to tell them about this? About the
I think you summed that one up pretty well, unless I missed something on it.
hmm,
Yeah.
you got anything
I was
else?
going to scroll on down just a little bit, just to remind you that it is the North Carolina Real Estate Commission and not the Realtors Association or anything that's us related. It's a protecting the public
It's a
related
state
thing.
document. The government said it, y'all. Now,
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this. Look, I'm not saying that you have to hire me or Daniel. Only you should hire me or Daniel. No.
100%.
We are suggesting that make sure you hire someone who is competent and that is giving you all the information that you need to make a well-informed decision because the number of people that don't provide this document or they say, I put in my email signature. Boy, that is not enough. Or I made a web page and I made a page and I video myself reading it. That is not sufficient. As a broker, we are required by the real estate commission to present it to you. That means tell you what the options are, tell you what my firm offers, and then if we decide to work together, we go into our agency agreement conversation. Do you want to
Mm-hmm.
hire me today? Let's talk about it. Everybody is required to review it, give you a copy after you sign it.
Yep.
So there's that. We just want you to make sure that you are working with people who are, giving you everything that you're supposed to have so that you can make well-informed decisions so you feel comfortable and confident moving forward.
Exactly. So now that you're comfortable and you're confident and ready to go, Aisha, if they're somewhere in the Triad area, how can they reach you to hire you?
336-685-1010. Text me, call me. I'm here. Shout out to
And
you, Beard by the Daniel Miller.
and if you're more just kind of slightly to the east of Aisha, in the Whitsett area, we're probably going to arm wrestle for you. But on over Burlington, Mebane, probably, hi, I'm Daniel. And the way to hire me is just give me a call or text at 919-200-0220. That's a lot of
All them
zeros and two.
zeros and twos.
So, and if you happen to forget that, thedanielmiller.com has all my contact information.
It does. So it's been, I hope you learned something. What actually, we didn't learn anything because I hope that the agents you've been meeting with have been doing their job. How about that? That would make me really happy. Okay. However, comma.
Just in case.
Mhm. But if you are outside of the triad and triangle, excuse me, you can still reach out to us because we got worldwide fam. We got peoples, man. We know people all over the place that can help you. And what we'll do is we will make some phone calls for you on your behalf to vet these brokers to make
100%.
sure they know what they're doing. Because there's
Mhm.
nothing worse than you getting somebody who just like, oh yeah, I do it, and they don't know nothing. So give us a call if you're looking for somebody because we'll find you someone that is competent in your area and we'll hopefully be able to match your personalities because gotta make sure you like them because you're gonna be dealing with these people a lot.
Oh, yeah. So,
So yeah. Anything else, Daniel?
I think that's it for today. It's been fun
Crazy.
with the no.
Really?
Really? Hope y'all learned something. Y'all take
All right.
care.
Peace, fam.